ways that they didn't express themselves in a while. I thought, okay, that's great. But there will be a time when Donald Trump, you mean Camino? Yeah, okay. And there will be a time that Trump is no longer president. Then he's no longer an influence in the party to a great extent.
Well, he's no longer president.
Well, I'm talking about saying that then, right? This is exactly going back. Back during the Trump years, what is going to be the future of the party? Because there will be a time when Trump is no longer president. And the party has to move on. The party has to make that progress themselves. Now, they also have to define who they're going to be. Moving further left over and over again is not the answer. And sorry, but it's not going to get the job done with a lot of conservative base.
The biggest problem that the Democrats have is if they're in another self-delusion that any Republican, they can be as successful as they were against Trump. Trump's major problem during all his presidency was lack of being able to communicate. As he could communicate effectively to become president, the ability to communicate after he was president was a lost art. Or maybe something that he never had. He had it to run for president. He didn't have it when he was president of the United States. Because the president of the United States is not just convincing your own party, you have to be able to convince independents. And that's just the reality of politics. You have to get independents to vote for you. You have to get independents to support you. You have to communicate effectively. And from day one of the Trump administration, we were always frustrated about the lack of communication when it was so easy to do so. It was so easy to go after legitimately the big things every day and win every single argument every single day on every single important issue. And I think that's probably one thing that if you look at how to market yourself and how to promote yourself, that may be something that DeSantis, by what we have seen he has done as governor, has learned to do. DeSantis isn't different than Trump when it comes to the issues. Most Republicans, when it comes to the issues, aren't different from Trump.
Right.
There really isn't a wide variety of, there may be more people coming in, there may be more diversity coming in to accept how the message is packaged now by the Republicans, or just the fact of how the messaging has been packaged by the Democrats, which is so outrageous that they say, well, the Republicans are our only choice. But what Democrats fail to understand is that on all the major issues of importance to the American people, except abortion, which is still 50-50 and probably will always be 50-50, every single other major issue, Republicans lead big time, not even close. And Democrats are not going to change the way that they are. So the Republican Party, the success of the Republican Party is being still again today, and I know we've harped on it. If you've been listening to the show, we've been harping on it for decades. But we're going to continue to harp on it because, damn it, they don't do it effectively. And when that's how you get your win, is communicating effectively, and you know when you see the people that communicate effectively are winning big, yeah, it gets a little bit frustrating, doesn't it? Huh?
Well, those are all the things because, whether it applies to Trump or the party, with Trump, we've seen him do it for decades. We saw him on talk shows. And inevitably, the question at the end of those talk shows is quite often, are you ever going to run?
He knows how to do it. He always had the ability to communicate effectively. He chose not to.
I remember years before even 2011, remember when he was toying with the idea in 2011. This was years before that. Being at a large dinner, it was a business function, and people talking around the table. Who should run? Who should run?
and all of a sudden his name's about wild. Now, this was a wide variety, very diverse group of individuals at this table, and I'll never forget this. And I just sat there watching them each talk about why. But they all, in their mind, it was, that's the guy that should. And when you have that built in, or you've created that over the years, then those are the things you have to rely on in order to get the job done. Because the second time is always harder, much harder. And if you're going to get it done, you have to be an effective communicator. I don't see that right.
So yeah, going back to that tweet on the thread about future Republicans, will the Democrats attempt to attack the same way? Yeah, because the situation is the exact same. Nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
They can't convince the American people that they're correct on the issues of where they stand. In fact, it's just the opposite. Americans understand where they stand and completely and totally reject it.
Right.
And so, yeah, the only thing they can do is attempt to demonize and keep raising the level of demonization. And I don't know where you go. I don't know when democracy is done and the world's going to end, and I don't know what the next level the Democrats go to. It might be a little bit of a surprise, but maybe they'll just go back and start rehashing it again.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter whether it's Youngkin, doesn't matter whether it's John Kasich, doesn't matter whether it's Romney. You're going to get pounded by Democrats and people.
Yeah. Well, in today's culture, you might, if you're not in line with the party, if you're not in line with the narrative, and you're a Democrat, you're going to get pounded.
And none of it will actually be about where you truly stand on the issues.
No, it's not about it.
None of it
Hasn't been on the issues for a while.
866-90 Red Eye.
Lines open for your calls. 866-90 Red Eye on Red Eye Radio.
Shell Rotella with advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running with more mileage and less maintenance.
Tis the season for pro drivers to rack up loyalty points faster when you activate Push for Points in the My Rewards Plus app. Earn more loyalty points faster and use your points to treat yourself to a huge selection of in-store items like snacks, drinks, merch, and so much more. Activate Push for Points and earn up to 4 points per gallon after just 6 fills instead of 15 fills like the other guys. Download the My Rewards Plus app and activate Push for Points today. Only at Pilot Flying J. See pilotflyingj.com/terms and conditions for My Rewards Plus terms and conditions.
The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is excited to once again offer our diabetes prevention program. Driving Down Diabetes is a free CDC-approved diabetes prevention program. This year-long program begins January 9th, 2023, with live webinars focusing on nutrition, movement, stress management, and sleep, while receiving encouragement and accountability. It's for those at risk for diabetes only, not for those who have already been diagnosed with diabetes. If you are an over-the-road truck driver with a valid Class A CDL and are wondering if you are at risk for diabetes, go to truckersfund.org and take the risk assessment located under the Health and Wellness tab. Driving Down Diabetes is made possible by Southern Recipe. If you have questions, email Julie at truckersfund.org. Don't let diabetes put the brakes on your career. Sign up today. Again, to sign up and get more info, go to truckersfund.org. Truckersfund.org.
If you depend on a truck to make a living, then American Trucker is for you. Every day, Trucker.com is packed with information you need to keep your truck running and the money rolling. From new products to the latest in regulations, American Trucker has what you need to know. American Trucker staff knows that you are running a small business, and they work hard to bring you news and information that matters. So don't miss American Trucker's free newsletter. Go to trucker.com. That's trucker.com and sign up today. Sponsored by Fleet Owner.
Attorney
Officer Michael Carney, 8124 West 3rd Street, Los Angeles, California, is responsible for this ad. Attention victims of LDS Mormon Church sexual abuse. If you were sexually abused as a child by a member of the LDS Mormon clergy, listen closely, as you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Even if it happened decades ago, it does not matter. New laws in California have been put in place to create a way for victims of child sexual abuse to finally get justice and closure. If you suffered abuses from any LDS Church clergy member, including those who knew about the abuse but failed to stop it, call our law firm's 100% confidential Mormon Abuse Helpline at 800-589-1598. No matter how long ago the abuse happened, our attorneys may be able to get you justice, closure, and a very meaningful financial settlement. But hurry, there is a time deadline to file a case, so call 800-589-1598 right now to learn if you are eligible to seek justice and significant financial compensation while your case is held completely confidential. Call 800-589-1598. That's 800-589-1598. 800-589-1598.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved ones.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
How did the censorship all, begin? The New York Post story, for example, how did that happen? How did that happen? Why did Twitter do that? What were the backdoor channels when it comes to censoring on Twitter? Which means what government agencies or who from the government was in contact with Twitter to do all of this stuff? That's not going to be a pleasant thing when that comes out. And the other thing is, and this is why I found it really interesting that there was not a blip about Gavin Newsom when he said, "I'm not going to run no matter what," unless they all know he's lying. Yeah, I suspect they do, unless that's what's going on here.
You can never say never in American politics.
Is what's going to come out about Biden by the Republicans is not going to be good. And you can't make the case that it is partisan, because it already exists out there and the American public already know about it. Yeah. That's the problem that Biden has. This isn't like what the Republicans, if they do it right, I have every confidence they'll market it completely wrong. But the fact is, everyone already knows that Biden is lying. Everyone. There isn't a Democrat listening right now that doesn't know that Biden did lie about not knowing about his son's business activities. That creates a huge suspicion. That's known, and the Democrats are in power. We know the Hunter Biden laptop is legit. I mean, we knew it 2 years ago. Others at CBS just figured it out a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, but
this is the problem they have with the truth. That something this big was never going to stay below the surface. Does it mean people will go to prison? Not necessarily. But the truth will still come to the surface on something this huge. There's no way it wasn't going to. And it will. And it will be very ugly. And then they've got to decide what they do about it. Because I do expect the Republicans
to stay on this. They're going to have, hearings on this, and that will go on for a while. And this is not going to be like the whole January 6th thing where you've got to, make things up and not give the other side a chance. This is going to be something that is based in reality that the media knows has already happened. The question, to what extent was the involvement of the now President of the United States? That's the question. And there's no soft landing for this story. There isn't. MSNBC and CNN can try all day long. But the truth is ugly. You're talking about influence peddling, and there's too many dots that have already been connected that is not going to work. And you can't make the case. How can you? You don't have Democrats as even touching the Hunter Biden thing, except to say things like, why are they going after Hunter Biden? He's not president. And that's where Republicans, when they first came out, said, here's what we're going to do when we investigate it. And this is not about Hunter, it's about Joe Biden. The only thing they can do is attempt to deflect. But the problem is, you've got the emails that are now universally accepted as being legit. The emails, the voicemail. And you have witnesses that have been willing to testify for the last 2 years, including Tony Bobulinski. They've all been willing to testify under oath. Yeah, that's a huge problem for this president, and everybody knows it.
brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.